Welcome back to the Clubhouse, and for those of you just joining us, welcome to the Tribe. We are a group of FSU alumni obsessed with the culture, the gear, and the game of golf. From breaking down tour news to roasting our own weekend blow-ups, no topic is out of bounds. Grab a drink and settle in. This is the Tea Time Tribe. All right, everyone, welcome back to the Tea Time Tribe. I'm Eric, as always, joined with John and Ian. We have a lot to get to this week. We just wrapped up US Open. We got information today of the new PGA Tour system that's coming starting in 2028, so we'll get into that. And then we have yet another signature event with the Travelers, which we'll get into with the new PGA Tour coming in 2028, but it's too many of these things. It's every week.
Every week.
But yeah, let's get into it. US Open, someone won. I can't think of his name. I feel kind of bad for the guy that came in second because I'm pretty sure it's his second finish in the US Open. Yeah. Thoughts?
Yeah. I didn't think the USGA, I thought they sponsored this event, but a hotel chain decided to sponsor this event this week. It's too bad. Anyway, go ahead, Ian.
No, I was just going to say, I appreciate all of our fans for understanding our day of mourning. Yesterday, we needed a little bit of time to recover. So, it's important. It's important to grieve. I know I got out a lot of curse words, and I managed to still not ruin any private or personal property of mine. So crazy.
It can be
how
done.
That works. It can be done where you can be frustrated at yourself and or at other individuals and not break property, not break things. So, it's crazy. I know, but it's possible. I know that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I just thought I'd throw that out there to the group here because I thought it was relevant. I was very proud of myself. So
yeah. It was important to have a day to process everything. It was 24 hours
processing.
It was just an uninterrupted day yesterday. There are too many similarities to 2023 for the hotel chain, where he won an event leading up to the US Open. He jumps out to an insane start on Thursday and then just kind of holds on for dear life the next 3 days to win. Same thing that happened at LACC, right? He was 62, I think it was, or 63 on Thursday. And then ended up, that was like his final score. And then, this week got out to a hot start and that, he was whatever he was over the next, 3 days. Again, just held on for dear life. Should have seen this one coming. Hate to say it. Maybe in 3 years, this will happen again. But he's been getting a lot of flack for Oakmont last year, rightfully so. He isn't getting enough flack, in my opinion, for what happened at the PGA last year. With the bad drive, and he flung the club backward, snapped, could have easily hit a volunteer or a fan or whatever, with no regard, just flung it. And then the thing that kills me, is that he goes there, he picks it up, and he just tosses the shaft and the head off to the side and just keeps walking. Doesn't have the common decency to throw it away or anything like that. That's what's driving me crazy. Like, you can beat up a locker, that's replaceable. You could have hurt someone with that, and there's no regard. It's just genuinely selfish. I think that's why, like, a lot of this negativity, and we'll get into this, the negativity that he received over the weekend, and everything short of booze for a guy, it's crazy. We have an American winning and leading the US Open. This is what we want, right? It's our national open. Wants someone from the home country to win. And it couldn't be, the vibe couldn't have been further from that. It might as well have been Ian Poulter or Colin Montgomery of years past out there winning the U.S. Open. And it's Wyndham Clark. I got more to say, but we'll kick it around.
Yeah, I agreed. And the part that gets me of what happened at the PGA Tour was it was wasn't it a T-Mobile sign that it hit too?
The irony, I think so.
The irony of it being one of his own title sponsors. It was that was the funniest part of it for me. And obviously he was and maybe he was frustrated he wasn't getting full coverage. Maybe that's what it was. but yeah, I think this is what I told talking to another buddy yesterday about this. Honestly, let him have it. He can talk all he wants about, oh, I'm a changed man. Like, I hope I can win people over. He's gonna do something else, and it's gonna be the nail in the coffin. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And when he does, everybody's gonna say this. We knew this. Like we knew you were gonna do this, and now this is it. We're done with you. Like you're never coming back from this. Like I firmly believe someone like that cannot change. Like you can bend, like you can bottle it up for a little while, but you're gonna break again. I don't understand how you get to a level like that and not understand that you're on TV and understand the implications of what you're doing and how that's going to potentially affect your perception in the public. So it's my take.
I think for me is after he won at LACC, which again, I see that as he necessarily didn't win the event. He was just the most level-headed, and I think Ricky lost it. I think it kind of went to his head a little bit of like, I'm a major champion. I can kind of do certain things now, or I'm going to have the spotlight on me. And yeah, he's continued to play well. And yeah, he's won some more events. And obviously now he's won another US Open. But I think for me, it was just like his demeanor of after winning at LACC that for me was just rubbing me the wrong way. And then you throw in what happened at Oakmont and you throw what happened to PGA and just kind of more icing on the cake for me. But we can get into this now. We can get into this a little later in the episode. But for me, this is just another event that I think the USGA screwed up tremendously in preparing the course and what they did with the course. That I forget who it was in our text group, but it was just like, he shouldn't have won the event because he got favorable conditions at a US Open. And, you know, it was a talk of the town the entire week leading up to Thursday of what's going to happen with the weather. Are they going to syringe the greens? Are they going to let it get fast? Are they going to let it get like, there's so many things that happened and I think worked in his favor. And don't get me wrong, like scores were outrageously high as they should be at a US Open, but it just didn't seem like a US Open. Like we weren't really seeing the fast, firm greens that we're expecting. And I think he just, you know, had the conditions to shoot 64 on Thursday. And he just kind of played level par basically the rest of the way. And so because he had that big outrageous round on Thursday, kind of led him to kind of coast in, I guess, even though he made it interesting on Sunday. But again, I think it just goes back to he didn't play a US Open course that we're all used to and wanting to see. That I, you know, regardless of how I feel about the guy, whoever won this event, I think I would have felt the same way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm in agreement. I know that they continued to, every day they came out and they were like, look, we are trying not to be what the storyline is for this US Open, right? The USGA. Like we as the governing body don't want to be the reason why this event is talked about for so long, but it ended up happening anyways. Like it ended up happening anyways. So you might as well just have let it go and pushed them up to a 12. The guys who were hitting good shots, the greens were still receptive when they when they got it up to an 11. If you hit a good shot, the ball still sticks. If you hit a bad shot, it's not going to stick. And I saw multiple shots that were, you know, where you needed to hit a fade and guys were hitting draws and the ball just didn't stick because they didn't hit the right shot. And that to me is what the US Open's about. It's about hitting the shot that the hole calls for, not your stock shot that you're comfortable with. And if you're comfortable with that only one specific shot for that hole, you have to play that hole completely in a unique way that the hole is not built for and hope that it works out. Right. So I think a good example of that looking at on Sunday, watching some of the early coverage of James Nicholas, the YouTube influencer, right? He hit a shot into the short par 3. I think it's number 4, right? Like the 145-yard par 4 or par 3. And instead of hitting a fade, he drew it in, ball landed pin high and took a couple hops and just completely rolled off the green. Like he was ended up being like 40 yards away from the pin. Whoever his playing partner was stepped up, hit the exact same distance, but hit a fade, like this high, nice little fade cut in there, and ball stopped within 5 feet of where the ball hit. So it's not impossible. You just got to hit the right shots.
Yeah. I agree with everything you said. Also, James Nicholas, I think I got to start betting him U.S. Opens from now on. They said on the coverage that he grew up at Winged Foot, so he's used to these, hoity-toity, insanely tough courses. He made the cut at Oakmont last year. He made the cut this year. This is kind of stuff I need to know going into the week. But anyway, neither here nor there.
Yeah.
The tournament, and I think I said this, they need to make the course tougher and then adjust from there, right? Like Thursday was a joke, right? Like there are way too many people under par on Thursday, point blank. There are way too many people under par going into the weekend. Obviously, it got tougher on Saturday and Sunday, right? Like I think there were like 30 some odd people under par heading into the weekend, and then by Sunday there was like 5 or 6 under par, I want to say. So Saturday, I mean, like insane scores. That's the way it should have been from day one, right? Like if Thursday ended up being like insanely tough and the average score is 75 or whatever it is, Friday you can syringe the greens, make them a little bit more receptive, make it a little more easier, and you can adjust that way. Don't play this, we're going to make it easy on day one and then make it, kind of backtrack and, we don't want to be the story, but we are the story, like you mentioned, Ian. Just insanity.
Yeah.
And again, so much similarities to LACC from 2023 to this year. It's just spooky. I don't know the thought I was going to say. No, that's my rant for right now.
I don't like how it progressed from kind of what you were just alluding to, John, of how it went from so many people under par and it got progressively worse. I think, especially after Oakmont, I think that kind of set off this trend of like, we're going to try to not make it stupid difficult. And we still want there to be some good scores and we still want it to be under par. Like, people just love the US Open for what they know it's going to be with the tough conditions. I think it made it a little different because of the location of was, and they had to take in the wind consideration and how the course was built and this and that. But to basically have them come out every day, it seemed like, and say, we're going to do this. We're going to try to make it at 10.5 degrees in the 10.5 in the stimp meter. And then we're going to try to get to 11 and we're going to do this and we're going to syringe. And then again, I think it was Rory that said it, like, I understand, like at 2:00 every day, regardless if there's a US Open, they would go and water the greens or syringe the greens or something like that, just because that's what the course needed. I get that. But how long do you have to prepare to set up your course for just 1 week of the year? Spotlight on you.
Yep.
Just get it done. And they didn't. And they didn't. And I think the scores that we saw Saturday and Sunday, like you said, John, that's what we should have seen on Thursday and Friday. And I think they overcompensated. I think too many people were saying it's just going to be stupid and impossible and they have to rein it in. That's what the US Open is. I'll say it until my dying breath. That's just what a US Open is.
Yeah, it's not flash.
Yep.
It's a grind. It's an absolute, like, these players, some of them talk about, it's like they went to war. They were like hugging their caddy after the round, like, we survived. That's what it needs to be all 4 days. If you make the cut, you get into the weekend. This is the one tournament of the year, right, where we can like count on these conditions. Like it's absolutely as much a mental test as it is a physical test the entire week. And like, that's what we look forward to, right? Like, let's keep it that way. And let's not make it, let's not make it easy, and then we'll make it hard. It needs to be hard the entire time. And if that's the talk of the track for the week, so be it. Players have to adjust. That's why they're the best in the world. Like, you got to adjust to it, figure it out. So yeah, it could have been better. Left a lot to be desired, especially in the first half of the tournament.
And I think we would all be remiss if we didn't mention the future Noel himself, Miles Russell. Not only making, I think there were 3 maybe amateurs, 4 that made the cut, but it was cool to see him and was it Jackson Coyven from Auburn
playing.
This is his last technically amateur event until now he's going to turn pro. It was cool to see them play with each other and against each other, obviously. And I don't know if you guys saw, because Sunday was Father's Day, did you see what Miles did for his dad on 18?
Yeah, that was cool.
What a class act.
I mean, and I love the video. I think I sent it to you guys on Instagram. It's just him with his yardage book and had the Florida State logo on there. So, you know, he's setting up for that. But yeah, class act. It was great to see. I think that's just another thing, you know, that we see in these U.S. Opens, because they have the golf's longest days and they have these qualifiers that people can go and enjoy. So to see an amateur, regardless of if we think he's the better player than Jackson or any of the other guys coming up, because he's going to be a Seminole, it's something that we just like to see. And it's part of the U.S. Open allure that we all, you know, have come to love, these kind of stories of amateurs making the cut, or these low-level pros making final qualifying and getting into the event. So that was cool to see. On the flip end of it, I don't know if any of our wheel bets were even close. I know our over 50 wheel bet for making the cut was toast. JB Holmes, I think forgot how to play golf on Thursday, Friday.
Do we have Grillo? Emiliano, was he part of the wheel this week?
He was in our make the cut wheel.
Okay. Yeah, he had a good week he made the weekend. Yeah.
He did.
But I will give a shout out. John, our buddy Shane's pool, got a backdoor top 3 there.
Heck yeah. It was like in 16th heading into Sunday or something like that. So thank you, Sam Burns. And thank you, Wyndham, for making a lot of bogeys.
Honestly, that I sitting in a bar watching those last few holes. I really thought Burns was going to pull this off, especially with where Keith Mitchell hit his ball to give. Literally, he gave him the read. Literally gave Burns the read, and I couldn't quite follow through with it. I feel like it's very very reminiscent of Bay Hill earlier in the year. Like I felt like he couldn't quite hit the putts when he needed to. Like those last few putts.
17 and 18 we're so close. Just needed one of them, you know?
Yeah. Just needed one, 50%.
Easier said than done, but that was close. Yeah.
Right. Especially under the conditions.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope this doesn't get to his head. I know it probably has, just seeing how emotional he got after his dad came up to him and told him how proud he was of him. So that was cool to see. Cool to see it. It just shows how much some of these guys actually enjoy and appreciate the game. I don't know where Wyndham Clark's dad is, but obviously he didn't mean enough to be there.
He was there
for him on Sunday.
His dad flew in.
His dad flew in.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like the Cubs. They were saying he took a red eye in and got here at 6 a.m. this morning. I was like, dude's getting off the golf course.
Why was he not here?
6:30.
Yeah. Also, why was he not here on Saturday? Like, what?
I don't know. We'll never know.
Anyways, we'll never know.
But yeah, I think it was, all said and done, another major's in the books. You know, for whatever you think how the USGA handled it, you know, whatever you think about Wyndham, past is in the past now. We don't have to talk about it anymore.
Well, we do.
We do.
Well, we do, because he's going to be on the Ryder Cup now. So.
No. Ryder Cup's next year. He's not happening. He's not even top 6 in the President's Cup.
He'll probably get there, unfortunately.
Yeah, he definitely will get there.
But it's the President's Cup. We don't care.
Yeah.
Before we move on, there were a couple of funny lines. We had some boots on the ground fans of the program.
Yeah.
At Shinnecock this weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, basically the overall gist of the weekend was not big crowds, not really into it. You kind of saw it on TV. Seemed like everybody was following Wyndham and Scotty and rooting for Scotty on Sunday. But shout out to Triple Coverage, local Instagram account here, coworker of mine who was on the ground yesterday. Talked to him today, on Sunday. Talked to him today about the round and said somebody was following Wyndham around, just letting him know that the locker started it at Oakmont, that the locker deserved it, that the beating it took. And he said that like he was getting chirped, like that the entire round, and he not once, he never turned around and didn't let it seem, he didn't show that it affected him at all or impacted him. So it wasn't, again, none of us are fans of Wyndham, but all things considered, it is kind of an insane round for him to have and to win under those conditions where it's literally the entire world's against you at a U.S. Open on American soil. And Triple Coverage was telling me that he was on 18 when Wyndham sunk the putt. He said you could hear a pin drop after he tapped in his last putt. And the only people who were cheering were like his girlfriend and his coaches and his family. There was like 10 people cheering. Everyone else was just silent. It was kind of like a funeral. Super bizarre.
That's gotta be strange.
So strange. He was like, I couldn't even tell if he had made it.
Wow.
Very bizarre. Yeah.
Like, when was the last time you've ever heard something like that? Because even Patrick Reed at the Masters got a large round of applause after he
Right.
won.
I mean, it was kind of like, yeah, exactly. It's like at the very end, you could at least just be like, hey, you won. Congrats. Move on. But it wasn't even that. So yeah, just super, super bizarre. It's kind of like that's how I feel like we would act if we were there. We would just be like, all right, who cares? Let's get out of here. You won. But it was like thousands of people doing the exact same thing. Wild.
I mean, that's what watching. My pops has been playing golf his entire life, and as we're watching over the weekend, he's like, I've never seen a golf tournament, let alone a major golf tournament, look this empty ever. Now, there's something to be said for it being Shinnecock and basically in the middle of the fucking ocean, like the farthest away point that you can get, other than maybe if it was in Hawaii. But I feel like the Century has more people every year at that tournament than Shinnecock did. But he just took note that there's nobody in the stands, like barely people in the stands on Sunday to start the day, and even into the afternoon. There were still seats open in some of those stands, which is unreal. Like, I remember when, John, we were at the U.S. Open in Erin Hills, like, you couldn't get in to those public stands because people had been there all day, camping out just so that they could catch a glimpse of the leaders, and let alone have like a front row seat to be able to see the leader make their putt on 18 to win a U.S. Open. Unreal.
Super bizarre. Yeah, it was really weird. It was like almost watching like a COVID golf tournament with like the lack of energy.
Yeah.
There's people there, but there's just like they were there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's a good comparison, John.
All right. Well, anyway, Hotel Boy.
Yeah, I'm done.
Second U.S. Open.
I'm done talking about Hotel Boy.
I don't want to. Yeah. On to Pebble Beach next year.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have a lot of discussions on how they're going to set that up. So
can't have another 19 under winner. Thank you, Gary Woodland.
All right. Well, like I said, today we got news from PGA Tour on what this kind of two-tier system is going to look like starting in 2028. So just give everyone a quick recap. They basically came out and said there's going to be what's called the Championship Series, and there's going to be called the Challenger Series. So the Championship Series is going to be about 20 to 23 events, including the 4 majors, $20 million prize pools per event, 120 player fields, 65 and ties make the weekend. There will be cuts, but they're also saying no Monday qualifiers and no sponsor exemptions. So you're on the Championship Series, you're playing every week, you're playing against the best. That's what we want to see. Ian, you've said that time and time again. PGA Tour Challenger Series is going to be 20 to 25 events, $4 million prize pools, 144 player fields with the top 65 and ties making cuts. Likely to be Monday qualifiers still for some of the events. There will be alternates. They're not going to have any short fields. They said while there won't be a way to promote yourself as it is right now with like the Aon top 5 or top 10 to make it into some of these signature events right now. They're saying potentially they're looking at, or they've already confirmed this, that if you get 2 wins in one season, you'll automatically get promoted. It's kind of like, I think, how they do Corn Ferry right now. I think if you get 3 wins in a season, you automatically get promoted. And then last but not least, they're saying top 90 in the championship series stay on the championship series for the next year. The top 20 from the Challenger series will advance to the championship series the following season. And then if you're outside the top 90, they're going to have essentially what the PGA Tour fall is right now. They're going to have this last chance series of, I think they said 4 to 6 events. So it's interesting to see how this is kind of playing out. I think using a term like relegation now, as World Cup goes on and, soccer fans are all around, they talked about relegation, have it on Live Golf. I think this is the right move in the grand scheme of things. I think my one question, and Rory has kind of put it out there this season, is he's said I don't think he's playing this week. So it's another signature event he's not joining. So I don't know how this all kind of plays out in that realm, because he wants to tailor his schedule to play certain events. So if he can be part of this, how does that look? How does it look for other people that like to tailor their events? I think those are details they're going to kind of get out in the next year or so. But at least we have an idea of what they're looking at.
Well, first off, can I just say, I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped that number one, the T-Type Tribe was one of those first to drop that news. So that's great. Great to hear. We were talking about this, at the beginning of the season, like about going down to like a 23, 24 event season. Like, this is fantastic to hear. But also, to your point, Eric, I don't know how much we're going to hear about players missing events anymore, going down to a 20, 23, 24 event season now. You've now allowed for them to have time between tournaments throughout the year that allows them to spend family time, to not be complete absentee fathers, and be able to spend time recovering. And you look at somebody like Justin Rose, who literally has this tour bus that he has to go from place to place because he needs the rest in this recovery session. But not to say that he's going to get rid of it, but it may not be as much of a requirement if he can fly home and fly to wherever the next tour event is, without having to worry about that quick turnaround anymore, right? Spend a little time at home, come back out, spend a little time at home, recover, fly back out, play in the tournament, rinse, repeat. I also love the relegation aspect. I think so many other industries or sports have it. We're talking about hockey, we're talking about baseball, we're talking about basketball. I mean, technically football does too, but not quite as much of it is known. But yeah, I think this is a great way to keep people still in contention and in the spotlight with these additional events. And I also love the last chance events like that. That for me, I'll probably tune into those events. I'd throw on the last few events of the season in the background as background noise, right? But this would be something that I'd actually tune in to watch, because how much it means to these guys to keep their tour card, and this now makes a difference. This truly makes a difference. Not like gray area, this happens, that happens. No, it's like you make this putt, you keep your card. I love that. So yeah, excited to see these changes coming up.
Yeah, this was. I feel like this is the new CEO, Brian Rolapp. I think he took a lot of considerations in from the players into this new schedule for 28. So I'm hoping that this is something that everyone's behind, everyone's cool with. It still has the meritocracy in there. We got rid of the no cut tournaments, which I feel like everyone was over and cool with getting rid of that. Eric buried the shit out of the lead here. The PGA Tour teased us. It's not confirmed, but they left a big teaser out there. At the end of the year, might have some match play tournaments, places like Pine Valley, Seminole, and Cypress Point. That will be cinematic.
Let's go.
If it goes off.
Let's go.
I left it out because I don't see that happening.
It will.
You know what?
Oh,
we can dream.
It will.
We can dream.
they have the amount of connections they have there.
It's
Yeah.
not the connections. I don't know if those places are I don't know if Pine Valley's set up for a PGA Tour event.
So they had the Walker Cup at Cypress Point recently. Was it the Walker?
Yeah.
They had a big tournament there, which obviously not as many fans, but they did have a tournament there.
Yep.
And if it's one of those things though, where it's only can hold 10,000 people, sell 10,000 tickets then. Don't have as many grandstands. Just make it a tough ticket to get if you can only hold so many people. Because you need the TV. People want to see it on TV, right? Get the TV cameras up as much as you can. And maybe the coverage is a little more limited if the grounds can't accommodate. But I think overall people will be just happy to see whatever coverage they can of an actual tournament, match play tournament. Some of those places would be pretty sweet. So that was a cool announcement. Again, it's a big tease. It's nothing confirmed, but the fact that they're just considering it and they're talking about it is a cool step, right direction.
Again, I hope it happens. I don't know how match play is going to fit into all this. I think we all want to see it. I think the Dell match play obviously has kind of fallen off. They've tried to tweak it too many times. I get why they've tweaked it to the format that they have now. I think the old format was better. I think everyone just likes match play, underdog stories. You see it everywhere with March Madness, with how softball and baseball and college sports is with the regionals and super regionals. So yeah, I mean, again, we'll see how this develops over really the next year and as we get more details about it and how they see this working out. But I think to everyone's point here, we're excited that at least we have kind of a roadmap and idea of what it looks like. And then some of these details will kind of get figured out in the end. So we'll see how it goes. My biggest question out of all of this is if they're moving to this structure, did they basically just kick FedEx to the curb?
No, they'll still have the FedEx event, but I don't. They'll still have FedEx as a main sponsor, but I don't know if it'll be the drive to the FedEx event anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to
because they still said that
they're not going to kick that sponsorship money to the curb.
Definitely not.
They're going to keep them around.
Definitely not.
That's okay. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Forget I said anything. All right.
Your money's no good. Your money's no good here. We're going with UPS.
You know what could Brown do for you? That's all we're about. Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Signature event again, as we just talked about. They're going to go out the window, which is going to be great. So I don't have to say it every week. But we have the Travelers. There's been peeps now with this whole new structure of the tour of, what tournaments are going to stay on this championship series, what tournaments are going to potentially go down to the Challenger Series, what may just get wiped off, what new ones are coming in. Seems like Travelers is probably staying around.
Yeah, Travelers is staying around.
Yeah, but
they announced it at the Travelers, so there's no way
that would have been a big fuck you, just to be like,
fuck you,
last
we're
year we're at the
announcing
Travelers.
massive changes.
Yeah.
This will be the last year that we have this event here.
Yeah,
thank you. We're not taking any questions.
Yeah.
No questions. Yeah. Thank you. Goodbye.
They're reading the list of tournaments and they go through the championship level and when they get down the Challenger and it's like, all right, Travelers, Challenger. All right, bye guys. Sorry, I had to find out this way.
See ya. See ya.
All right. I guess all I can say from here is, Ian, do we have the wheel?
We do. We've got the wheel ready to rock and roll.
This is going to be one of those weeks where it's not going to be a big payout, but we're here for it.
It is going to be a big payout. You know why it's going to be a big payout? Because it's going to be 1,000% more than we've ever made.
Fair.
It's going to be Scotty, Tommy, and Xander. Let's go.
All right. Why is Jason Day on here? Didn't he drop out to Open?
Maybe he's all right.
I mean, he's in the field.
He's in the field for now. If it lands on Jason Day, we'll spin again. It's fine. All right. Ready?
Give me this music. Ricky?
Alex Smalley. Okay. All right.
There you are. All right.
This is
number one in the books.
This is short course. Anyone can win. So fire it up.
Anyone can win it. That's right. All right. Here we go.
Number 2.
Right, Eric?
Go
Should I click on who are we hoping for? Who are we rooting for here?
Stay.
Fuck off. Pick someone else. Try again.
Whoever it lands on.
All right. Here we go.
Oh, Scotty's coming around. Oh, not fast enough. Oh, no. No. Oh, no.
Nico Echavarria.
Oh, were we just talking about him?
We were not, but he has not done well at all this year.
Since he won. Yeah, he's won, right? But otherwise, he hasn't done anything.
Mm-hmm. This could be his
last
time.
one. This is going to make the odds pretty big, actually.
I was going to say, we're getting 2 underdogs here so far.
Actually, is Wyndham still playing?
Yes, because he doesn't drop out like some other people we know.
Come on, Wyndham. Come on, Wyndham. Come on, Wyndham. Come on, Wyndham. Come on, Wyndham.
Oh, good Lord.
Gerard.
Oh, nice. Good putter. Come on.
He's the sound effects.
Dude, it's going to be like 20 to 1 odds.
Try 45 to 1.
Wow. They must hate Nico Echavarria. Just hate him.
Nico.
He is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7th worst odds to finish top 20. So,
all right, Nico.
But he's also keep in mind, these were also the top 50 players of official World Golf Rankings.
That's true.
All right.
So
true. Are we doing another one that for the full field to make the cut?
Is this not the full field? It's a freaking
no.
This was top 50.
This was top 50. This is what we talked about. Remember?
Nah. I think our odds are high enough, the highest it could possibly be. So
that's true.
All right, that's it.
I think
that's
we're good. We got to see how it works. It's had its chance. It's had its moments. I will say that.
It has.
Trust the wheel.
Trust the wheel. Always in the wheel we trust. Well, I will say, guys, I played some really cool courses this weekend.
Your Bama trip, right?
Yeah. Little father-son golf trip. Played, on the Robert Trent Jones Trail, played both the Grand National Lakes and Links course, and they also had a short course there, which was anything but short. It was, I think, the shortest hole they had on this quote-unquote short course was like 130 yards. So every other shot was somewhere between 130 to 200 yards. So it was quite the beast of a short course.
Couldn't carry him. That sucks. You have to bring basically a whole bag.
Yeah.
Can't carry like 2 wedges. Yeah.
Oh, and a shit ton of elevation changes. Like this isn't a course you're carrying on for a leisurely stroll for a short course. This was like up, down. You're going over bridges, like over the water, like it is crazy. But a lot of fun to play. All 3 of those courses were beautiful place, beautiful piece of property. Honestly, super affordable. Next time we go, shout out to the RTJ card. They've got a Robert Trent Jones Trail card that you pay for that like basically cuts a lot of your your green fees in half. So it would have paid for itself. We didn't know this until after we had played, but definitely getting the RTJ card next time we go up there. And then we played Sagahashi Country Club, which was pretty minty. I must admit. I got they have an Indian as their logo. I'll have to go get the towel that I got from it. Actually, do I have
accessory reveal? Accessory reveal. Oh, we're gonna get it. All right.
Yeah, check it out here. Balls everywhere.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, Sagahashi Country Club. Pretty cool. But they had a hatchet. They had a hatchet with an Indian feather on it, which was, I was like, this is perfect. This goes perfectly with my Florida State stuff. So
that's true.
Yeah, it was dope.
Nice.
Dope logo.
You can try and play all the tribe courses you possibly can.
Yeah, right. But no, man, I got another 4 got another 4 golf balls to go up on the rack in the back.
Gonna need another one soon.
Yeah, man. Hopefully we have some more golf courses to put up here in the not so distant future.
So we will.
Love it.
We will.
But,
well, what'd you shoot? Yeah, tell us your scores.
Yeah,
I played like shit. Played like absolute dog shit.
Nice.
I shot, let's see, shot 85 the first day. Oh, you know what? I forgot about a full round. We played in Tifton Country Club. Sorry, we broke up the drive on Thursday and played Tifton Country Club in Tifton, Georgia. And fun fact of the day, Tiff Eagle green grass was it's the home of Tiff Eagle green grass. So
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So it was cool to play in the birthplace of the grass we play so many of our golf courses on.
Nice little fun fact there. Thanks.
Yeah. But yeah, shot 85 on Thursday, and then shot 89 on Friday. Actually, my best round came on the short course where I only shot like seven over par on the short course, but this was like a beefy short course. So it was played really well there actually, and then shot 88 on the links course, but that one was. I'm just glad. I'm glad I shot what I shot to get out of there. That was probably the toughest out of the entire group. And then I actually shot 40 on the front 9 of Salkehatchie, and then we got to number 11, which was a short par 4, dogleg right over water, and I absolutely beast moded a driver directly at the green, and we all thought it was on the green. Couldn't find the ball. So that I was shook. And it all went downhill from there, man. I couldn't shake it, and I went like double bogey double after that, and just not good. So I ended up shooting like 86 there. So yeah,
that'll get you.
Punched a locker.
Yeah, I did. And you know what? I still didn't punch any lockers.
Moral of the story: it's just golf.
Just golf. That's right. It's just golf. Yep.
All right. Well, that does it here. Another round on the books. Again, thanks for hanging out with the tribe. Remember, if you enjoyed, share it and subscribe. And until next time, keep it short grass, keep the drinks cold. And as always, go Noles.